Congratulations on just having your very first Reiki attunement. So, I do want to share some important information with you about some things that you might experience. Now, note that every person's experience and even their after experience after receiving an attunement is different and varied and unique to each individual. So, this information is just to help you, and in case you might be experiencing some of these symptoms or after effects, it's just simply bringing it to your awareness that it is okay. So after your attunement, or even after a regular Reiki session, some people experience physical symptoms such as runny nose, colds, diarrhea, stomach aches and pains in the body, including headache or fatigue. These symptoms that sometimes, but not always happen, are caused by healing changes taking place within the body. If you had traumatic experiences in the past, or been in a weakened or sick condition, or have been operating at less than your highest level of health, toxins tend to accumulate in various tissues of the body. Even though the toxins are stored, they still create a burden on the healthy functioning of our system. When healing takes place, such as what can happen during a Reiki attunement, your system will begin operating on a higher level of efficiency and begin releasing these stored toxins. When this occurs, they enter the bloodstream and then are eliminated by the lungs, liver, kidneys, and through bowel movements, through the skin, and also in other ways. So just be very conscious of this. I encourage you to take extra time giving yourself self-care. A good option might be to take a detoxifying warm bubble bath using such as salts. Dead sea salt is the most toxic removing, but if you don't have that, you can simply use Epsom salt or Himalayan salt. Another thing to consider is that if one or more organs have been operating in less than optimal level, the other organs in the body must compensate for them. When the weak or sick organs heal, not only do they change the way they have been operating, but so too must the ones that were compensating for the weakened ones. Because of this, many parts of the body go through a period of adjustment when the healing takes place. And in the same way that a muscle that hasn't been exercised in a while will feel sore, just at the beginning, right after you've used it in a new way, many of your organs will also feel sore as they adjust to the new, healthier way of functioning. The healing process can sometimes cause the uncomfortable symptoms mentioned above. These experiences are actually part of your recovery as you enter a more healed state. This is sometimes called a healing crisis by some, but it actually is a normal part of the Reiki attunement and Reiki healing process. So when this happens, keep in mind that it is actually a good sign and indicates that deeper healing is taking place. Once the toxins have released and the body adjusts to its new level of health, you'll feel better than ever. Just continue to nurture yourself. Release all negative feelings into the light, get lots of Reiki, and allow your healing to complete. Drinking more water, taking cleansing herbs, and getting more rest can be extremely helpful. It is very common to want to take naps. Go for walks out in the woods is a really good way to continue to ground into this healing process. Just being aware that it's okay to not be okay is also a key and helpful ingredient in this process. Healing can also take place on higher levels, affecting the emotions, the mind, and one's spiritual life. The higher level healing can manifest in various ways and can bring about change in the way one's life is organized. When this first starts to happen, it can sometimes manifest as an increase in the pace of life. There may be many more things to do, and it may also seem like there are many more loose ends that need to be taken care of. In addition, some report difficulties with others, including negative feelings that they haven't had in a long time. These feelings are often connected to events that have happened in the past with family, friends, and others. Sometimes one will have problems at work or with relationships, or even in one's immediate relationship with their partner. So, again, just things to be aware of. This isn't meant to freak you out, but know that just as the Reiki energy is coming in, it's making those adjustments within your physical body as well as within your energetic body, and it does affect the emotions and the mind. This kind of stress after a Reiki session or attunement is also an indication of a deeper level of healing. This sometimes takes place because of the fact that when people truly begin to heal, their lives are affected on levels deeper than the physical symptoms about which they were concerned. We are holistic beings, and all the parts of ourselves are connected. If healing takes place in one area, it can affect all other areas in a greater or lesser extent. When the original problem starts to heal, other parts of a person's life may need to change also. When this happens, a major reorganization may be required. So if you are having a constant issue with the heart, and maybe that gave you back pain between your shoulder blades, and then suddenly your heart starts to heal and it might feel like there's even more pain coming out of the shoulders, but really what's happening is those toxins are being released, and we merely are meant to recognize that and help the body, help the emotions flush those toxins out, and this does include any negative thought patterns. As another example, if you have a money problem, often what needs to change goes beyond just getting a better job. There are usually deeper issues involved, such as your attitude towards money, maybe your attitude towards your parents and how, you learned to work with money from your parents, which in turn may be connected to issues of responsibility, discipline, learning, handling rejection, and so on. When your money problem begins to heal, all these other areas may also begin to be affected, so that all of the stored negative feelings you had towards them, they will be activated, because it's bringing those things to the surface to be worked with, to be recognized, and simply to be acknowledged. And then a further step is to work on forgiving both yourself and those in your past who might be tied to those issues, and working on, that's the most beautiful way to work on releasing those negative ties with those feelings, with that energy. The healthy thing to do is to allow yourself to feel these feelings and then release them. Because what happened in the past is you felt them, you didn't like them, and then you repressed them. And when we repress, it doesn't mean that we get rid of. It means that we repress and store those things down into parts of our body. All of your habits of thoughts, feelings, and action connected to those things will most likely need to be reorganized. If you feel this happening, it is important to recognize the changes that are trying to happen, and with wisdom and thoughtfulness, flow with the process. Allow the needed changes to take place. As we previously stated, a healing crisis does not always happen after a Reiki session or attunement. But when it does, it is important to understand what is happening so that you can support its completion versus react in that same old way of repressing the same issue over and over again. Whenever changes take place, even if it is good, a period of adjustment is necessary so that the various parts of your life that were connected to the problem area can get used to the healthy new conditions. During this period, events can be quite confusing, and it may seem as though things are getting worse. If this happens, it is a good idea to talk to a Reiki practitioner, such as myself, a teacher, or a counselor about what is happening to get feedback and gain a better perspective on what you're experiencing. Sometimes a deeper level of healing can be likened to getting new furniture to your home. During the process of removing the old furniture and bringing in the new, your home will look and feel disarrayed, and it will be very uncomfortable. Cobwebs and dirt may appear that you weren't aware was there to begin with. If people came to visit not knowing that you were getting new furniture, they might think you were a poor housekeeper, and they may not feel comfortable in your home. They might even want to leave. However, after the dirt and cobwebs have been cleaned up and the new furniture is in its place and everything is reorganized, your house will look and feel better than ever, and everyone will notice and appreciate the improvements that you've made. It is the same way with your personal healing. Things may become confusing and uncomfortable before your healing is complete. However, after things settle down, it will be clear that important improvements have been made. You will feel much better. Your life will be healthier. So be aware. If you are experiencing any of these uncomfortable things, it is likely that major healing is taking place and that soon your life will be healthier and filled with great clarity and joy. So I invite you just to continue on your healing journey. You might not experience this immediately after your healing attunement, but know at some point on your healing journey, whether it be while you're taking this course or whether it be, years or months down the road, you will likely experience what is called a healing crisis. So just know that to continue to take care of yourself on a deep level and simply have recognition, holding space for the unfolding. Space holding for the unfolding. Thank you. I'm the Alchemist Northwest Star, Reiki Master Usui Tibetan, guiding you on your path to your true north. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I am you. Namaste.